harmonica time. Let me go post the link over on our website. The website is mammothgardens.com. I noticed today we have 90 pieces of music there, which is lovely. I'm going to be having hopefully after this weekend we'll have some more. I got a whole bunch of tabs from people, and my plan or goal is to get a few of those finally typed into the computer, and then we can start playing those as well. So it's been a little crazy in my schedule. I haven't been able to make it to class here the last couple of days. Feel pretty bad about that, but I'm here today, feeling good, ready to play some music, and make sure the link is working properly on our website now. Click, click, and wait for YouTube to open up. Looks like I got it correct. We can close that out, and we can close this out, and we can hit this button, and you wait patiently. Close this. What is going on here? Twitter's being fussy, so we won't bother with it. Vic has made it in already, and she says, I sound good. Eugene has sun today, which is exciting. That's not typical this time. Well, no, it is. It's getting to be typical, right? It's getting to be springtime, getting to be nice out, and yeah. So, let's see. Harmonica 1, harmonica 2. Get rid of the bag. We have... well, we probably have not too many people show up today because I've been not showing up myself, right? So let's just play. We'll see if somebody wanders in, they wander in. If they don't, they don't. Vic and I are going to knock these out. First of all, we got to do it's the first day of the week, and despite it being Thursday. So I do want to run through our scales. So let's grab Diatonic Scales. I think it's called Diatonic Notes in C is where your scales are. And we'll do the C major scale and the A minor scale. Let's do them both twice. Okay, so from the top, each scale twice. C scale twice, and then A minor scale twice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Isn't that nice? I went to a flute recital last night over at school, and I noticed, and it's in our small concert hall, and the sound in there is pretty good. And it's interesting. I spend so much time around guitarists and non-wind instruments, a lot of time on piano, and it's interesting because the sound stage over there is really, really good, and you can hear everybody breathing as they're playing their flutes. And I think about how lucky we are on harmonica that we also have draws, so there's not a ton of times when you're either way over full of air or you don't have enough air. It usually works out pretty good, but like just now I got myself twisted around when I did the repeat on A minor, and I had too much air here, so I had to dump it. And it was interesting last night at the flute concert how often you're hearing breathing sounds because they're just out, 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 out. It's kind of fascinating to see the differences in how different instruments, the things you got to deal with. Let's go grab a chromatic scale today. Looks like we're on A flat. That would be measure 11 on your chromatic harmonica scales. Number 11 will be an A flat. And this summer, guys, I do promise to get out our minor scales. These are kind of a lot of work putting these scales together, and I've just sort of been like, there's things I could be doing that's more fun. But it is good to practice these scales on chromatic harmonica. I think, because one, theoretically makes you a smarter musician, but two, it really makes you think hard as you're going through each of these scales. You know they work, but is your mind working quickly enough to know what your next notes are? So let's try measure fret number 11. And those of you guys with 10-hole harmonicas, you're going to have 3 rests in the middle there. Don't treat the 11s as rests, and that way you will still be in a musical place, and then you jump back in when it comes to the minus 10. From the top, measure 11. Let's just do it one time through, and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me not play it that way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Still not the right note. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was a little struggle for me, but basically you got the idea, right? They do work, and your job is to when you have an accidental in these things, anywhere where you see a sharp or a flat, that's when you're going to be pushing the button in. I, of course, have been talking about cleaning this harmonica for a month now, 2 months probably, and it's really, the slide is just all gummed up, so I'm having to push it and pull it. Stupid. All right, let's grab our, what is today? Thursday? Thursday is Shenandoah Day. Let's grab Shenandoah, please. And let's keep moving forward. Shenandoah. And let's see. Oh, goodness, look, everybody else has made it in. Hey, Linda, good to see you. Robin just wandered in. Good to see you. Fran in from, what is it? Boa Tarde in from Portugal. Marianne in from basically Portugal, South Denver here. Sunny and windy and Parker, another red flag. Yeah, we have fire warnings all over the state. It's going to be a rough summer, I'm afraid. Trying to remember my email. Yep, Francis, I'll send you those. Patricia, welcome in. Marcia, hello. Good to see everybody. Well, we have a good turnout today. We are moving on to Shenandoah. And let me get it up right. I like playing it 3 times through. My note here says play at least 3 times through. I think 3 times through is plenty. And so let's do 3 times. And I do like with this song, I think the end of measure 2, those 7s, you want to put a lot of power into those because it just creates this really beautiful moment in the song. And so be thinking about that. Also remember on your draws to be working, trying to tighten your embouchure and then release it just a little bit to get a little bit of a human feel to the notes. In other words, are dun 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 dun, wah 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 wah, right? To get a little bit of a warble to them, and you do that by bending the note just a little. Okay, from the top, 3 times through. 1, 2, 3. Drum. Nice. I love that song. I don't know which one of you guys decided we should do that as a weekly. I love it. We will skip the email ones because I know I got them up late today, and it's just been an insane week. So toss me an email that says send me either Try to Remember, Summertime, or Wonderful World. Just check your books that you have those. We'll do those tomorrow, and we'll do the 3 that are live today. So go to Wildwood Flower next. Wildwood Flower, anytime you go to any kind of a bluegrass thing, pretty good chance you're going to hear this song. Ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum-bum, ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum. And so it's a cute little song. 1860, right? That's our harmonica time. Those of you guys who've been with me a while know that this became a thing during the Civil War, and so a lot of the tunes that sound really cool on this come from that era, and they sounded cool on this, so people kept them around, sort of thing. And so I don't know. This is a nice little tune. Let's play it 3 times through, and yeah, let's play it 3 times through. 3-beat count in, and then blow 5. 1. Oh, and not fast, guys. Really, don't rush it. 1, 2, 3. C chord at the end there. Isn't that lovely? That's a nice tune. I like that tune. I don't know what it's about. I guess originally it was about somebody being in love, I would guess, right? Yeah, he told me he loved me, called me his flower that blossomed for him all the brighter each hour, but I woke from my dreaming, my idol was clay, my visions of love have faded away. Another very similar to Water is Wide. How about that? Isn't that funny? That's sort of sad. Such a sad thing about love. All right, so Wildwood Flower. Let's then go do Yankee Doodle. I know Yankee Doodle's not top on your list of songs you want to know, but there may come a time when you need to teach somebody, right? And Yankee Doodle is probably level 2, right? So those first songs we sing Monday, they're everyday songs, right? The Ode to Joy, Simple Gift, Shenandoah, those are all, I'd consider those level 1. Like there's nothing in there that's terribly difficult. Yankee Doodle, nothing here that's terribly difficult, except that you're now using 7s and 8s. And when you have that, you have to work with, if you're teaching somebody to play, this would be a great next level song, right? So I know the other thing that I had one of my ukulele students, his grandkids have been coming over, and one of them brought home a harmonica, or somehow got a hold of a harmonica, so he bought them for the whole family from me, and they're having a great time, right? And Yankee Doodle's the perfect song for a situation like that, and you're getting everybody together. Hey, let's play Yankee Doodle. Let's see. Sandy made it in too. Hey, Sandy. I am feeling better, you guys. Thank you very much. That was you're very kind. The challenge I've been having this week is just getting caught up from missing time, and I have a pretty tight schedule under the best of circumstances. And when you take an entire week out to lay around crying, it's just been really hard to get caught back up. And so I do apologize. You guys have taken the brunt of that, and it's not the first time over the years that harmonica's had to take a back seat. And I do apologize. You guys know in your hearts that this is the thing I am in love with right at the moment. I play a lot of ukulele, love that. Play a lot of guitar, trying to learn to love that. Play quite a bit of piano. Still definitely in, I don't think I'm ever going to be a pianist mode. But at the end of the day, this is the one that I'm just really fascinated with what we could do with this thing. And so please know, even though it doesn't look like that on paper, that I am really, really wanting the harmonica to become a thing for us around here. So again, I do apologize for being a little difficult to get a hold of lately. All right, 4-beat count in, Yankee Doodle. Make it as goofy and as silly as you can. From the top, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd like to play it a second time. I noticed as I was playing it, the squeakiness I'm getting is because I'm not breathing from my belly as well as and effectively as I should. And probably if I'm doing it, there's a good chance you might be having a similar situation. When you get up to the 8s and 9s, you really want to make sure that air is coming through your whole system and that you're not blowing right from just your face or your neck into the harmonica, but that air is being pushed up and out or brought in by your diaphragm. I don't think the diaphragm actually does the work, but you want to be breathing from your belly to keep the airflow strong and smooth. And that's the problem with breathing from your neck or even your chest, is the air it might be strong, but it's not really consistent or reliable. And then that's when you get squeaks. Okay, so let's play it again, and I'm going to try really hard to breathe properly and to keep my 8s and 9s clean. From the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, and tone was better, I think. I did have the squeaks I had there was because I was blowing through 2 holes at the same time. But other than that, I felt like, just by breathing from my belly, I get a little bit better tone and a little bit better control over my air. And that gives me, if I've got good control over the air and good strength of positioning, then I feel like, you know what, I'm going to be fine. This is going to go just really, really well. Even if I do have the occasional time when I'm accidentally hitting air, blowing into 2 holes, or more likely I'm blowing when I'm supposed to be drawing and that sort of thing. So I think that's a good level 2 song. And we don't have the harmonica stuff divided up level 1, level 2, but certainly you guys know we have some very basic stuff. Mary Had a Little Lamb and those sorts of songs, which we don't have in our regular rotation. Those are just in the we don't have those in our regular rotation. They're really, really easy ones. And then you have this level 1, what I consider no longer beginning songs, but Ode to Joy, Simple Gifts, and that group there. That's stuff you want to get where you can really just hammer it out with no problems at all, because it's got all of the meat and potatoes of playing good diatonic harmonica. And then level 2, I think Yankee Doodle would fit there. And we have other songs that are kind of close to level 1, but not close enough. All right, then we'll finish up today with Water is Wide. I want to thank those of you guys that have sent in tabs. We're gonna. I'm hoping tomorrow I'll have some time to type some stuff into the computer, and Saturday and Sunday. We've got to move back into our house. They finished the house construction-wise, except for one thing, but we can now move everything back into where it's supposed to be, and I can get my office back in here. And so the weekend may be busy with moving stuff around, but my goal is to get some more sheet music posted for everybody, and we'll see how it goes. Wish me luck. Hey, you can play Water is Wide with chromatic or diatonic. I haven't played it with diatonic yet, so I'm going to try it on diatonic today. It's a nice long song. Go down to measure 33, come back to the top, and come back to measure 2, right? So one of the things I suggest to people, when you are not going to go back to measure 1, you take a yellow highlighter. I just turned this into a yellow highlighter, and I draw a line down at measure 2 where the repeat is, because I guarantee if I go all the way down to page 3, measure 33, and I start flipping back through pages to get back to wherever I'm supposed to go, my eyeball's going to go to measure 1 every single time, because that's usually where we go, right? And so do yourself a favor, always have a highlighter and a pencil when you have sheet music with you. Those of you on iPad, you've got both automatically, but those of you on binders, you always have a couple of highlighters in there and a couple of pencils, because you do want to write on your sheet music. You do want to mess it up. That's perfectly fine. Don't turn it into some sort of archival situation with the sheets that you drop in and all that. You want to mess up sheet music. Your ultimate goal is to get rid of sheet music entirely and just have everything memorized. But until then, you want messed up sheet music, and so that includes putting in highlighter markings and pencil markings and different leave yourself notes, because you're not going to play this song won't come back up for a couple months, right? And when you come back around, you're like, oh yeah, I forgot that I had that one stupid thing there. And you want to have a note for yourself. Hey, remember to breathe extra deep here, or whatever notes you might be giving yourself. I also put a yellow highlighter on at measure 32. That's the place where I want to remember to think, because when I come into measure 32, if I go in there, I'm only going to go in there the first time around, and so that's the place I need to do my thinking. And then the second time through, when I hit that yellow note there at the beginning of 32, I'm like, oh, I'm on the second time. I'm going to skip over to the second ending now. And so I think that one little thing you can do is put a piece of yellow highlighter. It doesn't have to be yellow. It could be pink or green or whatever highlighters you have, so that your eye tracks more quickly, and so that you have places where you need to think. And one of those places is measure 32. And then, of course, most of my sheet music it starts off perfectly clean because I generally wrote it, right? And then over time, I'll make myself notes and this, that, and I'll eventually clean it up. But if I'm playing somebody else's music, it is a wreck. I mean, it is normally just a complete disaster what kinds of things I do to it. And so let me give you just a basic example of a guitar piece I've been working on and what my sheet music looks like when I'm working on it. This is what my sheet music, this is a source study, and you see I write on it like crazy, giving myself notes. Now at this point I can play the song, and so I'm probably not, I could probably erase almost all of that stuff because I've studied it to that level, but honestly I do feel like when you are working on music, and if you didn't write it out, there's really a pretty good reason to just mess it up. Really go through and think about every single moment in the song. What are you doing there? What's important? What's not important? If I'm looking at this piece of music and I know, hey, it can be played in diatonic, I know I'm not pushing the button this entire time. So I would probably make a note, hey, this can be played on diatonic. You don't need your button here. And I know Francis is sitting there in Portugal going, I bought this harmonica with a button on it. I expect to push the buttons. So whatever notes make sense. Harmonica is a little different since we usually play from tabs, but there aren't things you should note. This one in particular, and I know I'm talking a lot. The water is wide, and your tendency is going to be to come in too early in measure 3. So I might make myself little hash marks to count the correct number of beats. The water is wide, 2, 3, 4, 1. I cannot cross, or 2, 3, 4, 1. And I might put little hashtags there so that I don't come in early. Those sort of practice things that you can do and help yourself out. My sheet music for I'm in the guitar group over at school for ensemble. I have lots of places where I've marked the beats where I need to count correctly because coming in early when you're in an ensemble is brutal. All right. 4-beat count in, 1-beat rest. I'm going to play on diatonic. You're probably grabbed your chromes if you are, unless you're a crazy person. And we'll be playing an octave apart. You'll be on the lower octave. I'll play on the higher octave. We're going to sound amazing. And just remember, let the long notes be long notes. You really need to count them, otherwise you'll come in early. From the top, 2 times through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Ugh. That's a lot of work, right? Those big old long notes take all your air. And then, if you're on diatonic and you're trying to control those upper notes, this is a more advanced piece of music, right? I don't think it's too bad on chromatic, but it's pretty challenging on diatonic. So play it both ways, see how you do on that. Guys, thank you for putting up with me. Thank you for being here. Apologize about about 3 or 4 crazy weeks in a row here, but I'm optimistic that we're going to be getting back into the right groove, and also when you have time to think about it, send me an email about what your summer is looking like. I don't know, do we want to continue on dailiest things? Do we want to do more? Do we want to do less? Do we want to do maybe just have only recordings or whatever? I think getting together as a community here feels pretty good to me, but I want to also accept the fact that it's going to be summer and you're going to be out running around and doing different things, and let me know what's going to work for you this summer. Let's see. All memorized. That would be wonderful. Not easy. Memorizing, interestingly, I think memorizing on ukulele and guitar is really, really challenging. But what I find with this instrument, like when I'm driving around town and I'm sitting at a stoplight, I always have a harmonica in the car. It is a gross harmonica, by the way. But I sit down and I try to think, okay, on Mondays we play Kumbaya. Can you play Kumbaya before the light turns green? And I don't have any sheet music, obviously, and I'm just, I make a ton of mistakes, but I pick it up. What I notice is, now that we're playing these a lot, that I can usually knock out those daily tunes, the Ode to Joy and Simple Gifts and Shenandoah and those. I can usually knock them out, even though I don't necessarily know what's the page. I know the song, and I know I'm playing this note now, and there's this tendency like, okay, the next note's higher, so is it a blow or a draw? And it's like my body has memorized it more than my brain has. So I do think you could memorize yourself a pretty decent repertoire on this instrument without the same level of work that some of the other instruments require, just because it's such a physical activity there, and your body kind of knows that. So it's interesting. Francis' live is best for sure. I think so. So I think there's a tendency to say, yeah, I'm going to play harmonica, but if you don't have a place and a time to actually show up and do it, I think we have a tendency to put it off. This is not required, right? And so when you have things that are optional, they have this terrible, which it's sad, right? We always put the stuff that's not optional first and the optional stuff second, and a lot of times the optional stuff doesn't happen at all because of that. And if you have a time and a place to be, then it feels a little less optional. So thank you guys. I will see you soon. Thanks for playing harmonica. Let's keep at it. And like I say, thank you guys that have sent me tabs. And again, if you guys make tabs, just send them to me. And then I need the original sheet music. I need real sheet music. Helpful if it's got the chords above it. Not required, but it is helpful. Like most modern sheet music, when you go get the Disney book of Moana or whatever, it'll have the lyrics line. That's the part we compose for harmonica. Whatever the lyrics are, use those notes, and then they usually have the chords up above those. You can just do it, make a photocopy of it, handwrite it out on that paper, the tabs, and then play through it a couple times. If it works, send me a copy, and that'll give me a chance to do music that you guys have put together, and we can all work on it together. Look for things that we could improve or change, or whatever. But I do think I do think that we can get a much better, much more representative music that you guys like to do. You know me, I like old-fashioned stuff. But some of you are brand new on the cutting edge of the music industry, and you want to do more modern songs. We can do those too, right? And so just let me know if anything if anything, if you want some help getting started with your first tab, obviously send me an email about that too. Expect maybe 2 times. Oh, Marcia, yeah. This summer I've got my summer worked out, and I don't think it's going to be. It's not. I can tell you for sure it's not going to be as crazy as this last 2 semesters. So I have learned a lot about time management and what matters to me and what doesn't. And having a nice, sane, beautiful summer is one of those things, and that might include plenty of harmonica. So, all right, kids, have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.